Hey guys, it's Paradise, and if you're a fan of action games, here is one you may want to put on your radar as it looks awesome from what we've seen so far. This is Wuchang Fallen Feathers. It's an upcoming action RPG for consoles and PC. With the devs releasing gameplay and combat trailers, we thought now is the perfect time to dive in and find out exactly what this game is. So let's jump in and you can let us know what you're thinking about it below. The first thing to know is that Wuchang Fallen Feathers is releasing on July 24th, meaning that if you do like the look of it and want to play it, it really isn't too far off. The developers of the game, Lean Z, in their own words, describe the gameplay as a Souls-like action RPG set in the land of Shu. From the trailer, it looks like it features fast-paced, varied combat, while also visually and mechanically it looks similar to Black Myth Wukong, which we know a ton of you liked. So we thought some of you may want to know more about it, as it is an easy one to miss in a super popular genre right now. From the trailers and gameplay that we've seen so far, personally we're loving the boss variety that they have displayed, as that is one of our favourite parts of these kind of games, and the ones that they've shown look completely different from each other both mechanically and visually. This was the first thing that piqued our interest in the game, and now we know more about the story, some of the mechanics, and the world itself. Here's what has been revealed so far. The name of the game is based on the character that we play, and the description explains the background of the game and Wuchang. It says the dark and fantastical Souls-like story follows Wuchang, a female pirate who awakens to amnesia and suffering in the final years of China's Ming Dynasty during a chaotic era. A darkness has befallen the land of Shu, and a phenomenon known as feathering is causing mutations. Thrown into an epidemic of plague and monsters, you will overcome cruel and twisted enemies with various fighting styles, hidden weapons, ancient firearms, and even the power of feathering to forge a path through flesh and blood towards the truth buried beneath it all. Well, as explained in the game description, the world is suffering from feathering, causing people to turn into monsters after giving them powers. However, our main character Wuchang is also inflicted with the feathering, and this is what allows her to use a variety of abilities and techniques. The interesting thing about the game is that the developers have said the game offers a non-linear experience, meaning you'll be able to carve your own path towards bosses and objectives that you want to take down rather than having to stick to a fixed story path. They've said they've done this not only to add freedom, but also a layer of strategy to the game. Something that is quite important about these types of games is finding a playstyle that works for you, and it seems like the game has this covered as well. We know it will feature a number of different weapons, ranging from axes to dual-wielding blades. In the trailer, we even see ranged weapons that look pretty insane. The devs haven't confirmed the exact number of weapon types that will be available, but it is mentioned that each weapon type will have extensive skills, which should spice up the variety of the game. In a recently revealed PlayStation blog, the team explained the combat in a bit more depth. Like in Elden Ring or Souls games, each weapon in Wuchang will come with its own unique skill. For example, the Dragon Coil Lance, which is part of the Deluxe Edition, is a silver-white spear designed with a coiled dragon wrapping around the shaft. Beyond just the look, it's also tied to the game's world building, reflecting the idea of courage and valor. But what's more important to us players is its skill, Vortex Thrust. This lets you shoot shockwaves that can hit multiple enemies, making it a solid choice when you're surrounded or trying to control groups. Also, in the PlayStation blog, the team gave us more details on how the game's abilities and spell system will work. They say that the combat is fast, fluid, and intentional, and gave examples of abilities called Blade Dance, a spinning dual blade attack that cuts through enemies, or Crescent Arc, a lunging slash charged with ethereal energy, perfect for closing gaps or shifting momentum. There also seems to be progression tied to the skills, abilities, and spells, as they can evolve through skill trees and Red Mercury enhancements, adding more layers onto how you build out your playstyle. The blog also went into detail about the game's spell system, which draws inspiration from folklore. You will have access to a ton of spells like Infernal Flames, which summons a searing mask to torment enemies, or Lotus Soul Flame, which unleashes devastating elemental attacks. As mentioned earlier, at the center of all of this is the feathering system, which is the supernatural affliction tied to Wuchang's powers. As you absorb Red Mercury and defeat corrupted creatures, you unlock new potent abilities and spells, but there is a cost. Every time you tap into the feathering, you lose stability, making it a constant balance between risking transformation for huge damage or instead to hold back. For those wondering if the game has a parry system though, it does, as we've seen it in a short gameplay clip, and it was mentioned in the blog that enemies will have a posture system as well. All in all, the game looks really cool, particularly if you're into more hardcore action games. We will say that the market for these types of games are becoming more saturated, so to stand out, the games need to be something special and not just a clone of what has already been done. With the release on the horizon though, it's not too long until we can find out which one Wuchang will be, but for now, it is good to keep your eyes on it and tell us below what do you guys think of this one. Here at Arix Gaming, we're two friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 26.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favorite games coming very, very soon.